Good morning, Super Readers! Thank you for joining us in our Valley PBS classroom. My name is Mrs. Nix.
I'm Mrs. Hammock.
And this is a place for us to learn, practice, and grow our brains to become even stronger readers, writers, and thinkers. So let's get started by warming up our brains with some
ear training
called Daily Phonemic Awareness. Okay, daily phonemic awareness. That's just that chance, that time of day where we take an opportunity to turn on our ears. It's important that we're able to hear sounds in words because that's going to help us to become better spellers. Now, what's our sound that we're working on this week?
The sound.
That's right. So all of our words today, I'm going to just give you a clue, have the sound. But I want you to listen and see if you can hear it. We're going to blend some words today. And to blend them, we're going to just tap out the sounds down our arm. And then we're going to just kind of squish them all together and make a word. All right. I want you to join us. If you're at school or if you're at home, do it with us. All right. So put out your arm. And here is our first set of sounds.
Okay.
Okay. O.
Girl. Girl. Girl.
Girl. Absolutely. Great job. Okay, let's try another one.
Okay.
And then girl, did you hear the sound?
Right in the middle.
Okay, let's do another one. How about this one? D. Bird.
Bird. Bird.
Excellent. Did you hear the
Yep.
Right in the
middle.
Good job. Last one. Here we go. Firm.
Firm. Firm.
Firm. Like a firm mattress is
pretty
comfy for me to sleep on.
Me too.
Excellent job today. Did you hear all the sounds? Great. Okay. If you didn't hear it, that's okay, because that just gives you a chance to practice, and practicing is always a good thing. We're going to help you warm up a little bit with some movement today and listening, and then we'll take it over and we'll start practicing some more of those sounds. So let's get our bodies moving today.
Got some words for us to spell today.
Oh, I think they're going to be good too. Gentle wake up.
That's right, a nice easy stretch so that now we can go and stretch our brains a little with some word work.
I love it. I love that we get to practice. This week's a little tricky.
It is tricky and it takes a lot of practice.
It sure does. So don't get discouraged because we know you can do hard things.
Absolutely.
So just keep practicing.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's get started. All right. See you later. All right, here we are back at our word wall next to our sound spelling board here as our tool to help us with the sound spelling patterns. And you can see down here is our controlled vowels. And today we are going to work on the shirt card a little bit more. let's review the spelling pattern for the sound in shirt. Now remember, the picture is just to help us think of the sound, shirt. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're all spelled the same way, as you have learned. So here we go. ER says IR says UR says and OR says Now, I do want to remind you of one thing that's kind of important. When we look at our sound spelling card, the spelling patterns are in order of the frequency or the most common. So most commonly, you will hear spelled with an E and see it with an ER. The next most common would be spelled with an IR. And then after that, third would be with the UR. And the very least common way that we would hear that sound is spelled with an OR. So that's one of the clues that might help you as you're building words with that sound to try to figure out where to start when you're spelling them, okay? Besides the fact that I want you practicing to read words with those sounds, with that spelling pattern, all 4 of them. That way they become familiar to your eye and your visual memory. That's really the best way to figure out which spelling pattern to use, because you'll start to recognize that when you spell it with a different pattern than it's supposed to have, it looks kind of funny. And then you'll know that maybe you need to pick a different spelling pattern for that sound. It doesn't mean that someone wouldn't still be able to read what you wrote, but we do want to practice spelling correctly. All right, let's ask our friend Tina to come help us read some of our words. Hey, Tina.
Oh, good morning, Mrs. Hammock.
I'm so excited to see you. We've been working really hard on the shirt card.
Oh, yes, we have. It's a little bit tricky.
It is tricky. So we're going to blend, because I always think it's a good idea to practice blending words together. And then we're going to build a couple of words using your favorite spelling pattern.
Yay, I love the UR.
Yep.
Like in
turtle. Very nice. All right, let's take a look at our first word. Our first word has a consonant blend, the CL, and that says cool. And then we have and then k. So let's put it together. Clerk.
A clerk is someone who works at, like, the grocery store.
You're right.
The clerk can help us check our groceries.
That's right. Yes, they can. All right, let's try this next one. Now, this one starts with a G. It has the G sound. Then we have and then ul. Are you ready to try it?
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's do it. Girl.
Oh, yeah, a girl.
And we blended that word today when we were training our ears, right? We were just practicing with sounds. All right, let's try this next one. All right, let's blend it. Hurt.
Oh, yeah, I don't like to get hurt.
No, getting hurt is no fun at all. All right, and let's try our last one. W says the
Work. Ooh, we're doing a lot of work today with the sound.
Are. Good job. All right. So I gave you a hint and told you that today our words we're going to build have the UR for the spelling pattern.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So let's see if you can figure out how we would build or write surf. I like to surf in the ocean.
All right. So surf, 3 sounds. And the first sound is S. So S.
Good.
And you said the is the UR. And then we just need F.
Yes, great job. I'm going to scoot that over here. So now we have surf. Terrific. All right, let's try this one. Turn.
Earn. Okay, we got 3 sounds, and it starts with my favorite letter, T.
Yes.
UR.
Oh, look that's almost like your name.
I know, we should just say turtle. Turn. So we need an N at the end.
Great job.
Ooh, I like building these words today.
You did a great job building surf and turn. Terrific.
Look at all those words I can write now.
I know.
Can't wait to make a story with them.
Oh, I can't wait to read your story. Well, why don't you go get started on your story, and I'm going to read this sentence with our super readers.
Okay, I'll see you later.
Okay, bye. All right, super readers, great job reading with the UR to say spelling pattern. All right, let's see if we can read our sentence today. Ready? The nurse saw the hurt girl. Did you see the word nurse and hurt and girl in our sentence? Great job. You know, it might be fun for you to make a list of UR words and see which ones you recognize. Speaking of recognizing words, let's check in with Mrs. Nix, and she's going to go over our high frequency words.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Mrs. Hammock. And yes, that's exactly what we're going to do today. Let's start by reading our 6 high frequency words, because it's important for us to be able to not only read them, but we should be starting to practice writing them as well. So let's make sure that we can read them first. Here we go. Read them with me, big and loud. Through, pour, great, full, climb, another. Great job reading today. Okay, I have 2 words that we're going to practice today. The first one is full, so spell that out loud with me. Full. Now remember, when you're practicing your words, you can draw them big in the air. If you put your arm out nice and big and straight, you can draw them in the air. You can use your finger, and you can practice tracing it on your arm or on the carpet, or whatever you want to choose to do it, but make sure you're practicing your spelling with it. Now I have a second word today that we're going to also practice, and it's this word great right here. So let's practice spelling that one too. Great spells great. And I want you to practice tracing that in the air, tracing it on your arm, and then you will have some spelling there. Now, help me put them in our sentences. I have 2 sentences here. My bag is of food, and I also have that kite is Okay, so would I say my bag is great of food? Does that make sense? No. Okay, good. So my bag is full of food makes sense. How about this one? That kite is great. Does that make sense? Good job. Absolutely. Now, I also love to play games. You know how I am. And so I have a game right here, and it's all set up. It's just a little memory game. And how many of you have ever played memory at home? This is another one of those. It's super easy to set up. You just need some scraps of paper. Write your words on 2 different pieces of paper. Flip them upside down, mix them around, and then just have them out on your table or on the floor so that you can see them nice and flat. And then you get to try and find your 2 matching words. So let's try it. Let's turn it over. This is going to be my first one. So great, and well, I'm just going to go over here. What about, Yay, I got it right. So I get to leave it just like this, turned up. Let's go to the next one. So I'm going to pick this one. Well, it worked for me last time, so let's go over here and see if we've got climb and, what's this word? Another. So those ones, I'm going to turn them back over. I'm not going to move them. I'm going to leave them right where they are. And then I'm going to try again. What do we have over here? Oh, what word is this? Another. Did we see that one? We sure did right here. So see how our memory can help with that? I would go through and see if I can solve all of them. And once I do, guess what I can do? Mix them all up and do it again. It's one of those games that just goes on and on. So I hope that that helps you when you are practicing your high frequency words. Now, I want us to take just a moment and think about making some predictions when we are thinking about some story, when we're going through and reading a story. So before we read a story, we can predict what we think the story is going to be about. And as we're reading it, we can confirm what we predicted. Sometimes we're right, sometimes we're wrong, and that's okay. It's just about making a guess, right? And those predictions and confirmations, actually I guess our confirmations, help us to retell the story. And that's exactly what Mrs. Hammock is going to do with you after our story today.
Why the sun and moon are in the sky. A tale from Africa. How do you think the sun and moon got into the sky? This folk tale offers an explanation. Long, long ago, the sun and moon lived on Earth and shared a home on top of a hill. From their home, they were able to observe the vast sea. Every morning and evening, the sun and moon left their home to visit their good friend, the sea, and her family. The sea had a large family. Among her children were dolphins, whales, seals, and schools of fish. All of these creatures called the sea Mother, and she never went anywhere without them. One morning, while the sun and moon were visiting the sea, they had the same idea. Dear friend, each morning and evening, we visit you, sun said. Yes, added moon. Now we would like to invite you to our home. Will you come visit us? How very thoughtful of you to invite me to your home, replied the sea. Of course I would like to visit you. However, I never go anywhere without all my children, and I fear that your house is too small. The sun and moon looked up at their small house. They thought about how big the sea was and how many children she had. We shall build a new house, said sun. Yes, added moon. We will build a larger house so that you and all of your children can visit us. So the sun and the moon built a very large house. Their new house was so huge that it covered the entire top of the hill. In fact, it was the most enormous house that the sun and moon had ever seen. As soon as their house was completed, the sun and moon went to the sea. Our new house is finished. We are certain that it is large enough for you and your children to visit us, said the sun. Please come and visit us tomorrow, said the moon. The next day, the sea and her entire family arrived at the sun and moon's new home. The sea asked, May we come in? The sun and moon replied, Yes, dear friend, do come in. So the sea flowed in with some of her children, including small fish, large fish, spotted fish, striped fish, and some beautiful creatures with shells. Soon the floor was covered with nearly 2 feet of water, and the sun and moon were standing on top of the table. As the sea kept flowing in with more creatures, she asked the sun and moon, "Should we continue to come in?" And the sun and moon replied, "Yes, dear friend, do come in." The sea kept pouring in with more of her children: sharks, stingrays, dolphins, seals, and a giant whale. Now the sea and her family flowed above the tables, and the sun and moon had to climb on top of their roof. The sea kept asking, "Should we continue to come in?" The sun and the moon did not wish to be rude. They replied, "Yes, dear friend, do come in." As the sea flowed in with more of her children, she filled the house to the ceiling. The sun and moon had nowhere else to climb. Their whole house was underwater. So they flew up into the sky. And there they have remained to this very day, watching over their good friend, the sea, and all of her children.
Did you make the right predictions? Or did you have to adjust your predictions as the story went along and you got more information? It was an unfamiliar story to me, so some of my predictions were not correct. So we make predictions and then continue reading or listening to confirm our predictions, and that can help us when we are going to retell a story. So we're going to kind of retell the story, and I need your help. We probably won't have time to get to all of it, but let's see how far we can go. So that story was Why the Sun and Moon Are in the Sky, and we're going to retell. So let's think about it. Here is our first question to retell. What do the sun and moon like to do every morning and evening? Do you remember? Did you predict what they liked, and were you correct? Let's see in our retelling if we can find out what they like to do. Every morning and every evening, the sun and moon left home every day to visit their friend, the sea. Do you remember that? Yeah, so they went and visited their friend, the sea. All right, so that's what happened first. Let's see what happens next. What idea do the sun and moon have? And what must they do in order for the sea to come visit them? Do you remember that? What was their idea? Right. They wanted the sea, their friend, to come visit. So what did they have to do in order to make that happen? That's right. They had to go and make a bigger house so that the sea and all of her children could come to visit. Great job. See how that works? We're not going to finish today because I want to jump right over here to our writing and just let's talk about the sun and the moon since that's what our story was about. And I was hoping, Tina, could you help me answer this question? Do you like the sun or the moon more and why?
Oh, Mrs. Hammock, I love the moon because I wrote it down. It changes shape every day. Oh, every day we can go outside and we can look at the moon and it's a different shape, and that's magical to me.
That is magical. I do want to help you a little bit though, because I want boys and girls to realize, and all of our readers, it's not really changing shape.
Oh.
It just looks a different shape. Oh. It's really the way the shadows play on it, and so it makes it look like it's changing shape. But you're right, that's pretty cool.
Mrs. Hammock, you're so smart.
I read a lot of books.
Yes, you do.
Speaking of reading, let's go see what our friends are recommending to us today.
Okay.
Good morning, boys and girls. Hello, Super Reader. This is Ricky. Boy, do I have a book I want to share with you guys. Do you guys love sharks as much as I do? Oh boy, do I love them. And this is a great book to read if you love sharks like me. In this book, there are tons of great facts you can learn all about sharks. Like, did you know that there are 500 different species of sharks? Yeah, 500! That's amazing, isn't it? And did you know that sharks swim by beating their tails from side to side, just like this? That's just like that. And the side fin helps them to steer. Isn't that amazing? If you want to read more about sharks, check out this book at your library or on Sora. Thanks for watching Valley PBS. I hope to see you later. Bye-bye.
I love watching Ricky.
What are you doing down there?
I'm telling you, Ricky, we miss having you over here at PBS. So thank you for sharing one of your favorite stories. I loved it. All about sharks.
Oh, yeah.
Gonna have to check that one out.
Ooh. What? Oh, no, I don't know. What's the best day to go to the beach?
A Friday?
Sunday.
Oh, Sunday. Oh, you are way too silly for me. Oh my golly. Hey, thanks for watching us today on Valley PBS, and we look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow. Take care.
Bye-bye.